No, reading fitness magazines doesn't help, nor does the fitness TV show, unfortunately. Like, I personally think it should be a thing that you can watch the TV show and then it would allow you to exercise to it and you would gain more fitness than if you weren't watching the show, but that's not a thing. Let's see. Can I fit a couple more things without going heavy exerted? Okay, so that was one too far, because I don't want to deal with heavy exerted going back. Because, like I said, I am getting to that point I'm really expecting the helicopter to be any time now. So I'm putting all of these in one cabinet just to make it easier to grab later. I have not tried the alternate zombie modes. You'll find I am very, very light on my modding. It's pretty rare you'll see me take mods that actually impact gameplay. You know what? We're going heavy load. Just barely heavy load. Okay, we managed to fit one more thing in the bag. Alright, we only have one in-game hour till then. Alright, give me 1 second. I need to top off my drink. I keep saying I need to do it, and then I'm not doing it, and I'm going to do it. There, finally got a drink. I've actually had way worse. There was one run, I believe it was the run the character Long Prather, where we did, it was respawns on, but max pop, and we were by the warehouse south of where, or like north by Louisville, but it was before Louisville was in the game. So really high pop area. And I was fighting, I believe, was it that run? Well, there's a run that I got to something like 1,300 zombie kills, and we got a satchel. Like that we had finally gotten our first satchel or whatever, and it was just absolutely appalling because I could carry like 1, 2 weapons with me and just trying to make it work. But so I got that, and then it was a long time later, like probably another 800 or 900 kills later, that I got a duffel bag. And then after the duffel bag, I very quickly got a large backpack. But it was agonizing trying to like just live with no bag, and especially when you're at a warehouse with all those weapons. But as also because I was before the multiplayer thing, we could just go to the corner of the warehouse and forage. Oh yeah, I right now in multiplayer I will not take the trailer. Like they are cursed in multiplayer right now. You'll just drive and then just your car and the trailer will just gradually fly up into the sky, making all sorts of horrible noises the whole way. And whoever's in the vehicle just goes with it to their death. I haven't personally experienced it, but I've watched it and just went, no, I'm good. Which sucks, because in the multiplayer I was doing earlier today with Moon, Near, and Jet, that there's a trailer I know where it is, and it doesn't even look like it's in that bad a shape, but I won't touch it in multiplayer. I don't like dying needlessly, and those deaths that, it's not your fault when that happens. It's not like you lost a fight or something. You grabbed it and you drove, and then suddenly things got really bad. Where the physics in the game just upchucked and everything went to hell. You can do a berry diet once you have Herbalist. Now, it's much more difficult because you don't find them as often, so you have to get like higher levels. But yeah, the old way where it's just, okay, I start this run, I'm just going to survive on berries, that isn't a thing you can count on anymore. Like, that used to be a thing. Like, and that was a very common thing, because we take obese, all it meant is like, alright, we're just going to eat berries for the first 2.5 months, and then, you know, then we'll worry about real food, because we'll be at our actual weight we want. I know, your water's in your bag, and you're upset about it because you're thirsty. It's okay. Oh, and for the new people, I don't have Panic now, but when your character has Panic, so you're hearing the heartbeat, if you intend on fighting, take your beta blockers. Like, Panic hurts your damage a lot, and beta blockers are a way to make it go away. It's also funny because I'm used to all these super high pop runs where cars are basically useless half the places you're going. There's just too many zombies. I've gotten in the habit of just not driving around that much. And it becomes a constant problem where I'm like, oh, right, I'm playing a perfectly normal game where I'm going to get tons of loot, and the zombies aren't that big of an issue. I should really actually drive a car. Gotcha. So... Oh, if you use tainted water to clean yourself, that's fine. You can wash yourself with tainted water. That's perfectly fine. No negatives whatsoever. All good news. Not a single negative about that. The only problem with tainted water is putting it in your mouth without boiling it first. And then there's even some gray areas there where it's not that bad. Like, for the record, for people new to chat, and I don't promise this will remain a thing, because we don't know, but it's been a thing for a long time, is if I walk up to a lake or a river, right-click and choose drink, you're fine. It's not going to hurt you. That's for now. It could change anytime, we don't know, but it's been left that way, so we think it's intended? Oh, I let myself go exerted. It's not what I don't want to do. So you can drink. Now I will note, do not put it in a container. If I walk up to the river with a water bottle and fill up my water bottle with tainted water, death. It will kill you when you drink it. But you can just like right-click, choose drink, and you'll be fine. So in a pinch, if you got no other water available, go walk up to the lake and go sippy sip. Okay, to connect a water barrel to a sink, it must be above and one tile in any direction from the sink. It cannot be straight above, it has to be ever so slightly off to one side. On top of that, the sink must be considered indoors. If you built your own structure, I would tell you what it takes to make it indoors, but I frankly have not quite gotten the grasp of it because sometimes it seems to work, sometimes it doesn't. I need to do more testing. But that's the rules. And then once you have that, you need a pipe wrench. Nope, you cannot have a sink at the same level. And you can just excuse that if you want to know the reasoning for it. Like, if you want an IRL reason, gravity doesn't work really well when something is at the same level as it. You use your really big rain barrel for storage of water, or you take the really, really, really big risk of trying to move it and breaking it. Which, when I say it's a really big risk, there's more chance that you'll break it than it will survive. Yeah, I mean, you can try. Like I said, there's a good chance you'll break it trying to move it, but if it's in a position that you don't want and you're not looking for it to just be a bunch of extra freshwater storage for you, give it a move. Of course, if it is sitting next to your sink, then that means it's probably not, like, your sink's probably not indoors? Or is it, like, one side of the wall is the rain barrel, and then the other side is the sink? Is that what's going on? But yeah, it has to be on a floor above. Yeah, if you can send a screenshot, I'll take a quick 2-second look at, like, you can drop it in the Path of Exile channel on the Discord. Give me one moment, I'm not looking at the Discord. Because in the other one... Yeah, so let's look. Where is your rain barrel? Oh, that's something from earlier. I'm sorry, not Path of Exile, the Project Zomboid. My apologies. My brain's being dumb. Yeah, I have too much time in Path of Exile. I haven't played the last... Well, I take that back. Both the last 2 leagues I played, but not hardly at all. Like, I got to, like, yellow maps, and that was about it. So, like, just basically through the story and race through. But prior to that, I had... I've done 40-40 in the 40-40 challenges. Well, I shouldn't say that. 36-40 challenges. 5 or 6 leagues. Some of those were awful, by the way. I don't recommend it. I don't know, it's been hard for me to get as into Path of Exile lately. It's just, the grind has been way too real on some of them. Okay, PZ chat, I'm going to take a 2-second look at this and see what's up. I don't see the sink or the rain barrel in your screenshot. Oh, never mind, there you go. Oh no, those need to be above your sink. Like, yeah, those have to be above, like, above and one to the side of the sink. Like, those are, like, 20 tiles away. Not really, they're like 10 tiles away. You're going to have to build a staircase, and then build, like, a couple pieces of platform to put them up there. That's usually, like, the bottleneck for anyone who ever wants to set up the rain barrels for plumbing, is getting enough carpentry to build stairs. No, this isn't me testing new Acheron. This is us doing the 16x pop full map clear thing. Granted, when I'm not doing one of the challenges, I do want to check out the new Acheron. I've heard good things. I've also heard good things about Raven Creek, and I still haven't meaningfully tried it. Gotcha. You're saying the loot tables, like, messed up in a good way, messed up in a bad way, or just it makes no sense kind of messed up? Out of curiosity. Oh yeah, no, I've heard that. Like that's the thing I've heard from a lot of things is when you have tall buildings, regardless, it's really screws with your performance. Oh no, power's out. That means all that food we spent all the time dragging over here, the perishables are all gonna go. And that's the reasons why I always deliberately leave the lights on, so I know the moment the power goes out, when you walk in, the lights are off. That kind of sucks, actually. Alright, I mean, that is what it is. Still cold, which is good, but I got 60 potatoes here that aren't going to keep. Pretty sure the power's out. Let's play with the switch. Yep, power is out. Well, the problem is we're already 21 days in, and those potatoes were never refrigerated in their entire life, and they were potatoes that started on the map. So they've already lasted a long time. I will never eat raw. Like I should say, I will never eat. I have not had to eat raw food in a single playthrough so far, and that's including with CDDA. Alright, but at this point, I'm going to grab a couple of those potatoes. Because, so, where I was talking about the bowl, so these potatoes, well, I mean, they're frozen. Oh no, they're not. So these potatoes really make us unhappy. Those are some really upsetting potatoes. Minus 20 boredom, or plus 20 boredom, plus 20 unhappiness. Oh, that's no good. But if I just go right here, let me get away from the freezer so I don't have all the options. Go over here and go, potato. Now suddenly that potato makes me happy. And not bored. So I can get rid of those chips real fast. They're not in our inventory. But we're just going to deal with potatoes for as long as they last. The good news is I have a whole bunch of canned goods we got. So, that... Yeah, the problem with rotten is it can get you sick. Especially if you do, like, weak stomach, it can get you real sick. I mean, you're calling it potato mash. This is just cut a potato in a bowl. I mean, it is a step above just biting into a potato, but that's pretty plain. Like, pretty sure my character would kill for just, like, the plainest of gravies. Oh yeah, like that's, and I've done that with the poison berries. Like when trying back in the day, you used to be able to like isolate. When I say back in the day, last year towards the end of the year, you used to be able to still isolate which berry was poison by just eating the berries until one of them got you sick. But you had to kind of do a rotation where it's like, all right, make sure I don't eat 3 of the same berries in a day, otherwise things might be bad. Because dying because you poisoned yourself with berries is a pretty embarrassing way to go. Oh, someone please give me a duffel bag. Make these laps that much faster. So, if you got an extra floor above it, you need to put the rain barrel above and 1 square to the side, any side of the sink. It has to be 1 square to any side of it. Not straight above. It needs to be on one of the sides. So like north, south, east, west. I don't know about diagonals. Yes. It needs to be above and one tile in like a, like one tile to the side of the sink. But it must be above and just next to where the sink would be below it. If that makes sense. If it's farther away, it won't let you plumb it. And if it's directly above... Does it work straight above? It used to not work straight above. It should work straight above, but it used to not be a thing. I don't believe one sink can connect to more than one barrel at a time. Yeah, it is one of those things that is like completely unintuitive. You may want to just like pull up a YouTube tutorial that actually shows you. Because unfortunately I don't have a means of showing you in this character. Because this character has like carpentry of what is wood? Can I eat it? It does auto-purify. So if you hook up a sink to a rain barrel, the water you get out of the sink will be safe to drink. Like, it won't give you the warning, this is tainted water. It'll just treat it like it's a normal sink. Now, it's weird that it does that, but it's also really awesome that it does. Yeah, someone mentioned it has to be quote-unquote your sink, which, now I think about it, Nier hooked up ours and they never moved the sinks at all, so I don't think it has to be yours as a thing anymore. Which is good, because it was annoying and unintuitive. Oh yeah, I've had runs where it's like, haha, I'm going to grow plants, I've got this thing that I can water with, I just have to water once, and then the rain should take care of it from then on. And then like 3 weeks of no rain, like, what is this crap? Because I've also had runs where it's like, alright, you've started the game, well, in 2 days there's going to be a tropical storm. And by the way, when that's done, there's going to be 5 days, there's going to be a storm system, and it's going to rain most of the days in between and have fog. And you're like, what is this, RimWorld with Randy Random? What the hell's going on? Well, I gotta be this way, game. Yeah, once you got everything in the right place, you go to the sink with a pipe wrench, you right-click, and it should say something like plumb, and then be like plumb to rain barrel or something like that. I don't remember the exact context, but it's like, it'll let you plumb it, and it'll tell you what it's plumbing it to. And then the next time it rains, you'll have up to 400 water to work with. Gotcha, gotcha, Cosmic Experience. You sleep well. And thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you found the tips helpful. Yes. Now, I would keep the wood floors under your rain barrel. I don't know what happens if you destroy... Like, I imagine you probably go to destroy the floor the rain barrel's on. It probably destroys the rain barrel. Yeah, sledgehammers in this game are super duper rare now. So what I will do is, bear with me a moment. So a couple places to look for a sledgehammer that I'd recommend. So this is Riverside. If you go just southwest of Riverside, this warehouse is one of the good places to try and find it, because it's full of tools. Another place to look is, where are you? Not in town. Here. So south of Louisville, there's another warehouse down here. That's another one to hit. It can have it. Another place to look for is in Muldrow. There is a warehouse. There's a warehouse in Muldrow. I don't remember exactly. I think it might be this yellow building. No, it's probably that building there. That's a smaller warehouse. Not great odds there, but it's another opportunity. But otherwise, you just drive around. You look for car events. So there'll be trucks with manholes in that. And sometimes you'll either find a sledgehammer laying on the ground, or you'll find a sledgehammer in the trunk of the truck. Or the back, whatever you want to call it. The bed. But they are really rare now. I don't know, I'm still using that. I've got enough stamina to be using my crowbar. But yeah, sledgehammers are gold now. Like, they were always rare, but now they're just really, really rare. I think one of the things that I don't know if they actually changed the loot table on the sledgehammer, but I do think what happened was the fact that they've taken so many of the warehouses that used to be full of tools and now they're just full of, sacks of produce. They've effectively eliminated a ton of places you can find them. Because I definitely remember it usually took me 2 warehouses or so to find a sledgehammer. Most times. So it may be more rare by simply not enough places to find it now. Yeah, I haven't particularly noticed a difference in the rare because I almost never use the razor. Like, I've jokingly taken a character when their hair gets ridiculous and just shaved them bald, but that's about it. Yeah, it could be. It could be that it's also, it's rarer, and then plus they've also eliminated a number of places you can find it, and thereby just, compounded the rareness. At the same token, it is one of those things with the sledgehammer that once you have one, you never need a second one. You're just set. It's why in some ways there's some places I wish the generators were rarer, but in other places not really. Because there's some towns you look for a generator and it's hell to find sometimes. But then a lot of times it's just you find them everywhere. Gotcha. Yeah, that feels like it's unintendedly rare. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit loot all. And we might leave some stuff behind and come back for it, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Let's go. Letter openers, get out of my life. Give me ball peen. Take the mallet. You can have that back. You can take these knives. Give me the frying pan. Oh, rolling pins are heavy. Screw the rolling pins, they can stay. You can keep the teacup. Oh, that mallet's basically already broken. Okay, we'll go with it. So we're done at this house. Going home, and then we're done going down here. Oh, one thing I'm going to do real fast is bring up her map. And immediately pause. All right, we are down here. And that was me marking that there's a gas can there. Let's see if I can actually grab that gas can. It'll be fine. I don't think we'll be able to manage with the gas can, though. We'll see what happens. When I say gas can, it's an empty gas can. It's just an empty gas can is 1.5 kilograms, which is actually quite a bit to carry. Yeah, it was in here. Sorry, 1.6. That takes up just very heavy. If I drop the backpack, am I still in okay order? Yes. Okay, then that's doable. Except it's draining our stamina way too fast. Alright, what are we getting out of our life? Keeping the weapons, those are non-negotiable. Eating our entire salad. And I'll put another one in there, because we're not going to get through those potatoes before they rot, so I don't mind being a bit wasteful on them. The next closest city to West Point. We can actually find that out pretty easy. Alright, so this is West Point here. I would say Muldrow is probably the closest, if we're being honest. Because, like, Louisville is up there, but you have to take a weird route. Versus this is Muldrow down here. Unless you want to count these, like, little towns here, then there's plenty of those all over the place. It's got, like, all those little farm places. You've got the Dixie Trailer Park. You got Muldrow. You've got the mall in its neighborhood. You've got this neighborhood. There's another neighborhood up here. Then you're talking Louisville. But yeah, I would say if you're looking for a proper town, the Dixie Trailer Park and then the Muldrow itself. Yeah, I keep hearing people say Valley Station and I keep forgetting and I shouldn't. Yeah, Louisville is an experience. That's Louisville is the last one on our list to hit. I made a mistake carrying all this crap with us. I should have either two-tripped it or just decided I didn't care about the stuff. You're getting pretty close to being able to put that water bottle in, though. As well as times I really hope we don't run into trouble. And I especially hope we don't have the helicopter day, which we are pretty due for the helicopter. If the helicopter comes, I'm chucking the gas can on the ground and just hoping for the best. Okay, we're at light load. Awesome. Or fairly heavy load. We're still going to be ping-ponging each time we finish having the potatoes stuff, but that's better. I mean, I'm eating these potatoes very aggressively. Because I'm using it for the food buff. I'm just going to eat another one immediately. Yeah, they're pretty rare. Like I said, I knew I shouldn't have grabbed the gas can, but at this point we're like halfway here. The good news, we've killed a lot. We just really hope the helicopter doesn't show up during this. Like, if the helicopter shows up, I have to abandon the gas can and maybe some other stuff and come back for it. Alright, that's our last round of food. Yeah, no, and that would be the correct option for us, is to just ditch the gas can. If things are really bad and we can't make it work, ditch the backpack, which I would really like to not do. We ditch the bag because it's so heavy, because I'm going to have to fight something. I'm hoping to aggro them one by one so I can just execution hit them. Alright, got zombies migrating. Let's just let them do their thing, stay out of their way. Yeah, nah, the booster definitely made me groggy. Like, that would be the one that made me the sorest on my, where they did the injection. Like, that was, felt pretty tender for a while. I'm going to try and sneak through them, and this isn't a good idea, but I'm worried about them closing in while I'm trying to do this. Oh yeah, please migrate that way more. That would be perfect. So sneak up along this tree, keeping them in the shadow. Get them in the shadow as fast as we can. Now get closer here. And now's where we either aggro or we don't. Because we're getting pretty close to the home stretch. Cool. Oh, I didn't. No, it's on. Why are we so... This is terrible. Because I had my crowbar put away. That's why we were draining stamina so fast. Yep, no, I've definitely gone ham with the katana more than a few times. I very much like when you get your hands on a katana. It's just like, oh, we get to just destroy for a while? Sure. Yeah, so this is super dangerous because we're basically at high exertion already. All of this is a mistake. None of this is a good idea. I don't have any food on me. So even more reason if the helicopter shows up, this is just really bad. And the helicopter is due. It doesn't mean we're gonna get it today. But we're well within the range it could show up. Because we do have helicopters set to sometimes, which in practice is 2 to 3 times a month. You don't exist, zombie. I don't believe in you, so you're not here. It's like the thing they say with fairies. When you don't believe in them, they just die. You're not real, so you can't hurt me. Okay, so we're just gonna eat our veggies aggressively now because we don't have any more refrigeration, so it doesn't really matter. We're probably gonna go deep into sadness because we're gonna be eating a bunch of stale vegetables. Like, we'll put what we can in the salad bowl, and that'll mitigate a lot of it, but probably won't eliminate it. Like, that shows you how much progress we've made clearing. This used to be just this giant heap of bodies in this parking lot. Now there's just a couple of fresh ones left and everything else is rotted away. I'm just waiting to get here and the helicopter be like, sup, now a bad time? Okay, I think the zombie lost us. We'll want to kill that tomorrow. Or at least when we're not... Yeah, tomorrow, because we're about to be sleepy. Hey, Beneville Haven. How's it going? Doing pretty good. Oh yeah, no, that's the same thing. Like when I looked at that mod, it was the same thing. It was like, oh, I'm just getting tons and tons of toilet paper and such from them. Like I never did get weapons or anything interesting from them. Okay, so we're not super overburdened now. That's good. Oh, you came right to the house. Thank you. So leaving the saucepans out here to collect water. So now I want to use where I've collected all this water. Because the good news is we were prepared. Alright, so let's see. We've got a bunch of kitchen knives, bread knives. Don't we have like legitimate weapons now that don't need to be carrying these things? Not a lot of them, but some of them. And earlier today on multiplayer, I saw rotten ice cream, and I was like, wait a second, that's not a thing. So I don't know if that changed, but that's concerning. Take the bread knives. Those are all fresh, so I'm going to leave them alone. Is the meat I put on us fresh? So that's fresh. That goes back in. Fresh goes back in. Fresh goes back in. Fresh goes back in. We're grabbing the stale stuff first. Which means we are grabbing potatoes. And we'll just go ahead and eat some cheese right now. Because this is all going to go bad soon. So we're going to have to gobble it down as fast as we can. Okay,